Lurker. Everybody watching Redcrest? Got it on my phone over here.
It'll be really interesting as the week goes on to see if this kind of stuff actually does take over.
Hey, Brian, JP.
Yesterday it was going to be dominated by the front looker boys.
I can honestly say that this tournament at Lay Lake looks like no tournament at Lay Lake I think I've ever seen.
5 jigs, swim jigs, shaky.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Like, I've been on Lay a ton, and I don't know that I would look at this tournament and be like, damn, Lay looks good. I don't even know where it was, honestly. I guess I don't know it that good. No, but there was a good on the water tiff this morning. I guess it was I didn't get to see it, but my buddy told me about it. And it was like as soon as they went live this morning, I guess they were on Michael Neal, and Adrian Avena rolled up on his spot. And apparently there were tongue lashings going, and apparently it went on for a while, but from what I understand about Avena, that doesn't come as any surprise. Drama, yeah. Drama. He probably rolled up thinking he might not be there because he hammered on him yesterday, and he laid off, like, thinking that he wasn't going to have to catch him today, that he had enough. And he probably rolled up there thinking he might not even be there. Are they catching him? Not really. Not really. Bunch of dudes scoping out in the middle. The guys that are catching them. But it's every fish counts, so it does, like the 5 fish doesn't really matter. No, that's what I'm like, Jeremy. The thing with Michael Neal is, like, Michael Neal's like a legit dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like he's just a real dude. You know what I mean? Like, he fishes and he like catches fish, and that's what he does. He shows up, he does his job, and he doesn't like. He's not like a lot of fluff with that guy. No, I think KBD's still far back. Let's see where Van Dam is. There's 2 Van Dams apparently, Jonathan and Kevin. Yeah, Jeremy. When Michael Neal first started getting on the scene and like doing really well, where everybody was like talking about him and like how good he was, I was talking to one of my buddies about it, and they said, you know who his uncle is, don't you? I said, no. He said his uncle is Rodney Brown, who was a guide in Tennessee. He was a dude that set that, like, had that like 42-pound limit on Chickamauga, or 45, whatever it was, back when Chickamauga was booming. And beat me and everybody else's teeth in 2 years in a row on Kentucky Lake in the Triton Elite Tournament. He throttled everybody. He was really good deep. But that was his uncle. I said, oh, well, that helps. You know, that's like a fishing family. When you have a direct relative that's like a super badass, if you got a question about something, you can be, you know, go fishing with old Unc, and he can probably clear up some things. Not physically. Physically, kind of. He did it with his bass rod and his bass weights at the scales. But dude was super good. I don't know what he's doing now. He was a guide for a little while in Chickamauga, but Talking, yeah, I saw Talk's chatterbait is gigantic. I wish what's his dick JT would quit calling it a vibe jig. You know what he keeps saying? Vibe jig. Coogan gloves. Yeah, these are the new Harbor Freight gloves, and I think because they are Guggen color, Guggen gloves. I feel like these aren't as good a quality as the regular ones. These seem to rip really easy. Compared, these are 5 mil, which I don't like. I typically prefer 7, but I think I don't know if somebody different is making them, but their regular 5 millimeter, I feel like, or 5 mil, excuse me, are stronger than these. Maybe the green makes them weak. I don't know, but I don't know. Wheeler's leading now. Where you going, BBC? The young guys were a better watch than Boom Boom and Martin on BAD. What's up, AJ? I still can't comment, dude. My comment still doesn't show up. So I even went when I got on my computer this morning and said, let's see if I can comment now on a desktop. No, nothing. Showed 2 comments again. I think AJ blocked me. I think AJ blocked me on the gram. I feel certain. He restricted me. Jeremy threw a chatter piece and caught a big one. What color? Chartreuse and white? White? Black and blue? Green pumpkin? I did see Poche. I was wondering who he ran out of his spot because he had somebody come up in there on him. Oh, he said the guy's name. I didn't know who he was, though. He must, I mean, which I'm looking at the leaderboard. I don't know a lot of those guys. But when I did turn it on and see Poche, he's like, "What are you doing? What was he doing? What was he thinking?" Out pre-fishing, 25-degree air temp drop for a high temp. Dustin, that sounds as bad as it sounds. I kind of like the way that sounds. Jeremy was throwing the Mondo cheddar chicken. The Mondo. I tried restricting and unrestricting you. I don't know what's up with that. I thought it was my internet connection because I started reading about it last night. I started Googling it. I became obsessed, AJ, with why I couldn't see this. So I started looking it up, and they said maybe your internet connection's terrible. So I even went in the living room right by the router and was like, seeing if I could do it. Nothing. Tried it on the desktop. Nothing. The water's about to get real muddy. That should make things interesting. Everybody will go back down the lake. Everybody will go back down to paint. And it'll be a paint fest. It's a pre-front cold movie. And so like that's what I was thinking, Jeremy. I think kind of sounded appealing. I feel like I've caught them. I feel like those conditions are not terrible. Get some wind howling. I like it. In the 50s all next week. That's good, Darius. That's good. That's good catching conditions. Keep them off the bank like you like them. Darius, what don't they have a big tournament on Kentucky Lake coming up or this weekend? Is that true? Did you have anybody reach out to you and say, Darius, I need the juice? Try a free VPN. If that works, then change IP address. Man, Chris, that's a lot of work for me to be able to comment on AJ's post. It shouldn't have mattered over here, though. That's the difference. It shouldn't have affected this computer. This is a completely different IP. So Toyota was last week. Did you see anything or hear about anything in that tournament that interested you, Darius? What was the largey to smallie ratio? The pre-front bite didn't exist. Then it completely shut off the last hour we were there. That's pretty shitty. Great question, Burns. What crankbait were you using? I saw he was using the death row bait. Smallie looked pretty heavy. It was the KB2 one being Burns. What's up, Tom? Haven't had the time to watch any Redcrest. Well, if you like watching paint dry or me take bills, it's probably about the same amount of entertainment. Because all it is a bunch of dudes out in the middle. You did build it, Burns. Brent Anderson, first place. Matt Robertson, second. I should finish it. They were saying, who the hell is old man? Were the weights what you thought they would be? Do you think you could have contended with the weights? Brent Anderson, old Kentucky Lake stud. Back at his stomping grounds. I guess it hadn't changed enough for him to not be a threat. Dude, I'm serious. Like, this tournament doesn't even look like Lay Lake. It looked like Van Dam was in beeswax. Go figure. But for the rest of it, it looks like Tox down in like Waxahachie or something. Somewhere down the lower end. That's what it looks like. But I don't know. That was always my favorite creek. There's some big Magnum spots in Lay. I haven't really seen. I've seen some threes. I don't know that anybody's caught a 5. Tox got one. KVD got a spanking. A lot of people got spankings yesterday. Dude, Darius, you need to fish one of those big ones that comes through. That way we'll have somebody to cheer for. That would be way more exciting. I would keep up with this shit. That's why I like the opens. And I think like the opens are more interesting almost than the Elite Series. It's because the opens, odds are you might have like a buddy that fishes those or have somebody you know that fishes those. And it's way more interesting to watch when you have like a personal, connection with the tournament where you can like pull for somebody. 510. Were either of those on camera? I'm guessing not. 7's a damn big one. 7's a damn big one. Josh was telling me somebody caught I think a 9 on his glide at lay. So that's a damn big lake fish. Damn big lake fish. You know enough to win a big one. Won one on lay about 5 years ago. Had several magnums over 4. What were you doing on Lay Lake? This seems kind of odd for you to drive over to lay to fish. Did you run up that reaver? Saying you won a tournament on Lay Lake 5 years ago is pretty impressive because I feel like it's just gotten harder and harder and harder to win on lay. Like it was hard 20 years ago. It was hard 15 years ago. Now I feel like it's like stupid hard. Caught them up the lake. Yeah, that's where them big ones live. That's where they hang out. Got a dog hair in the tape. But back in the day, it was. I feel like it was the same old dudes winning. Now there's like a new breed. All the old hammers have kind of gone and done other stuff. Big one I caught on lay was fun 7 to 8 pounder balled up in the grass. Were you punching, frogging, or swimming, Morgan? I'm betting punching. In current on finesse spot, remember with a rubber skirt, baby. Trigger crawl. How about that? I miss fishing the Coosa. If none of y'all have ever been to North Alabama and fished the Coosa, it's a cool area just because of like how good the fishermen are and like how competitive it is there. And like just the fishermen up there are so damn good. And like you drive around and it looks like there's an Elite Series event there because there's like wrap boats and trucks everywhere. Like everybody's got brand new shit. You know what I mean? Like if you want your gear to feel old, just drive up to a boat ramp at just go to Beeswax. And like all the rigs are like 2026 models. You're like, damn, dude. What do these people do? I guess that's all the guys that fish in PFL and the opens and shit. Flipping the grass. It seemed like every time I landed on lay back in the day, they would have just sprayed. And some people claim that it didn't matter. Some people claim that it did, but I never had such great luck in the grass after a spraying. Seen a video of a water park at Gville and everything was full and parking at the gas station. Oh yeah, it was probably at that was probably at Waterfront. I didn't know they got that much water. I did see y'all were supposed to get some twisters up there, Jeremy, last night, or there were twisters. Same in a Skeeter Trail tournament at the ramp, full of $80,000 pickups and 100. Yeah, yeah, yep. It's true. Them boys up in on the Coosa and Tennessee River, they take that shit serious. They take that shit serious. That's the other thing that amazes me. I was talking to Josh about it. Like guys that just like love tournament fishing, like they seemingly don't have like burnout. Like they'll fish a tournament Saturday, fish a different tournament on Sunday, and like they'll get home late, plug in their boat, like go to sleep and wake up at 3 o'clock the next morning and go do it all over again. And like it's like it, and they've been doing the same thing for like 30 years. It's like, dude, that's hard. Especially once like it's not hard when you're like in your 20s and 30s, but I feel like once you get into your like 40s and have kids and do all that kind of shit and get married, like to be able to still have that get up and go and like fire to go like wake up at 3 a.m. to go, you know, fish in the rain all day. The Warrior, Morgan, is where the juice is. Did you fish Bankhead? Where did you fish on the Warrior? Had to have been Bankhead. Show up in a 2005 Ranger. That's what I'm saying. Prior, like, if you want your equipment and all your shit to like feel really old and outdated, just go fish a fruit jar on the Coosa, and you'll say, "Damn, my shit's old." You don't even have to fish a fruit jar. Bankhead. Bankhead's got some damn beasts in it. 10-year-old birds in a Duramax. I mean, a Power Stroke with 800K on it. I'm 64. I still get fired up as soon as I see the water in the morning. I could get into that, Darius. I could probably get fired up. I could probably get fired up again. I'm fired up, but like I think I still have the drive. It's just I don't have the time. Like if I had nothing but time, it would be easy for me to spring up at 3:30 in the morning and go hook up the boat or have the boat already hooked up and go fishing. I don't think that part would ever get tiresome. It's knowing what's waiting on me when I get home. But if I didn't have a care in the world, it'd be pretty sweet. Dude, Jeremy, those old Stratuses were the shit, though. First Aspen on the water there. It was cloudy and caught like 60 something on a spook. Yeah, Bankhead's good. There's 10s in Bankhead. Like I feel like there's more big ones in Bankhead than maybe other places on the Coosa and the Warrior. Bankhead's got them. Talk. What's he got on the back? Oh, he's sharpening his hook. Way to go, Talk. His chatterbait trailer is large. I wonder if he's throwing the Magnum bladed one to hang with that. I wouldn't think it's like a jackhammer. with a trailer that big. I wonder if he's starting the big boy. I got a new puppy. I am babysitting in it right now, having a kid for the next. Ooh, Darius, brave soul. What kind of dog? Darius, if you needed a dog, I could have brought Honey Boo Boo up there, and you could have had Honey Boo Boo. That's what I'm saying, Burns. His trailer is like a 6-inch rising sun, and I can't tell how big the blade is, but I know that trailer's large. Shih Tzu, those are sweet. Those are cute little dogs. So Honey Boo Boo doesn't. Honey Boo Boo probably wouldn't fit too good in your in between your arm and your waist and your recliner at night. Is this gonna be a boat dog? Looks like a 6-inch sash, said. Could be. There's no telling with top. He's got 2 rods on deck. I like to dig through Tox stuff. Dude's still single, I guess. Bass fishes still for a living. You know he's got some damn. You know he's got some damn stuff. Have a golden doodle and another Shih Tzu. Damn, you got a little farm over there. Is a golden doodle getting the boat? A lot of people have those here. Popular dog. Everybody's trying to offer up their animals to Darius. Darius is going to walk outside in the morning. It's going to look like a damn petting zoo in his front yard. He's going to say, what the hell? Where all these damn dogs come from? Said you like dogs. The campers hooked you up. That's the next camper giveaway. Jeremy's lab. It'll only chew your shit up for a little while. Burns, Balsa, and Takahiro's boat. I don't know any reason he would. I can't think of any. I think you're probably right, Burnsy. I think you are probably right. I don't know what, honestly, I don't know what Takahiro is associated with now bait-wise. Is he still Lucky Craft? I'm assuming he'll be Lucky Craft till forever. Yeah. I think he just made a shitty cast now that you say that, Sean. He threw him in the tree. It looked like it. I glanced over and I saw him snatch, and it didn't look like he was. But I will say he is, for a one-handed, backhanded roll cast, he is sickeningly accurate. Sliding him under them bushes. That's not easy. That is not easy. Dude. Yeah. That's I feel like anytime you make those casts that are like video worthy casts where you're proud of yourself and you're like, damn, dude, that was the spot. And you like skip it and it just goes and it rings like a dime size hole that you're aiming for. You never get a bite there. You never get a bite there. It's always some like shitty cast that you make and you just like try to wind it in real fast. Oh, I need my boards. Put a beach umbrella in the back seat hole, load my lab, and we're good today. Just let him go for a swim and piss occasionally. Doesn't sound too bad. I don't know if Honey Boo Boo's going, what she would do in a boat. She'd probably like it. You make a sweet catch, you look around, you're like, anybody? Nope. Nope. Nobody saw. Here's 3. I need one more. Honey Boo Boo, we're not going anywhere, dude. Here's one. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're ready. Now we're ready to go. Who is this? Dakota E-Bear. I don't know why they don't leave. That's one of my complaints so far with this MLF coverage, is that when they show an angler, they don't have a ticker up of who they are and what place they're in. And like right now, I'm not watching with the volume on. I'm just kind of looking, and it bothers me that I don't know who they are, because they all have raincoats on and you can't see the back of their jersey. So they need to do this, what they're doing with Dakota, on everybody, in my opinion. This is the first dude all morning I've seen with a ticker. Burns. Sometimes it's up, I guess. Sometimes it's not. JC. Go find some walleye. Well, sounds like Frank the Tank is ready for some fillets. Bobby, that's kind of accurate. Did y'all watch the Bass After Dark last night? You know what I was really surprised at? The guests. I thought they were going to have people on that were actually like, would be a wee bit controversial. Like, you know, Scott Martin's going to be PC. Fred Bannis, I don't know how outspoken he is, but I wouldn't think he would do anything to ruffle any feathers. I'm with you, AJ. Just put a ban on rain suits. Put a ban on. No, they just need to. They need to get a. They need to get a full Frog Tog sponsor, and then everybody could watch the weigh-in, knowing that the guys got drenched in their Frog Togs, and then you could listen to all the pros lie about their rain gear, and you could tell at that point you would learn all of the pros' tells about when they lie. Because somebody would probably be like, hey, did you say drying your Frog Togs today? And somebody would be like, yeah, it was real nice. Real nice. Kept me dry all day. Burns, I don't think people will ever give up the fight over forward facing. I don't think it'll ever be given up. I think you're just going to have two lines drawn in the sand. People that like it, people that don't like it. There will be no compromise from here on out. From here on out, that's it. But I do think when all this shit's said and done, I think Randy will be right. I think people will look back and say, you know what? That old Blockett, he wasn't so full of shit. Bass fishing kind of sucks. I think that's the problem, Sean, is like I think I was telling Eric this, that like bass fishing has become more about like proving like being like an internet badass, and like proving your point to some stranger on the internet, uh, why you're for it or why you're against it, and putting lots of deep thought into it, um, more so than actual like fishing stuff. Bards, are you really making the comparison to flat bottom boats and paddles? No way, dude. Ban nets, like actual nets, scoop nets, dip nets. Marty Blockett. Uh, yeah, then Brendan, you make a good point. Then you might could actually call fishing a sport, because you would have to have some sort of physical ability to keep up. Boats today are too much of a tech advantage. I don't think so. I think the only tech advantage there ever was has been, up until this point, in my opinion, the fish has always had the advantage. You could kind of see them on your graph. You might be able to drop on them with 2D, but it wasn't so good that like it made a difference. But I feel like once you can see fish in real time and pick them out and throw at them, the advantage is no longer the fish's. And I think for the sport to be where it needs to be, the fish should always have the advantage. And I think the more technology advances, the farther we get away from the fish having an advantage. But that's all I'm for. That's what I'm for. I think line has probably done advances in line technology have probably done more of a hindrance and probably left more hooks in fish's mouth due to fluorocarbon than back in the old days, back in the mono days. But I don't know. I guess we'll all see. I guess in 5 years we can have this conversation again and say, well, what's everybody think? Nobody's on here. No more bait companies are around. I'll need a lig for wading in creeks and barehanding fish. There you go. Spears, maybe? Is that too techy? Or I guess you could hone your own arrowheads. Burns, unfortunately, I think we're just reaching the tip of the iceberg. I don't think the bitching has gotten bad yet. Because that's what fuels the internet. That's what fuels clicks. That's what fuels comments. That's what powers all of this shit that everybody has come to love. Drama. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. Because it's all about clicks now. It's all about engagement. You think people give a shit about throwing a spinnerbait? No. You think they want to comment on a guy that said, "Hey, I caught 5 on a spinnerbait today. Check out my spinnerbait." Don't care. What normie like knife? That's hard to say. Normie life. You're in a spinnerbait phase, AJ. That's a good phase to be in. That is a good phase to be in. I need to start. I need to start building some. Or I take that back. I think I decided the last time I went um, that I'm no longer. I'm no longer going to pre-build spinnerbaits for myself. I think I'm just going to make a blade component box and bring heads and skirts and assemble them on the water. I think I found out that would probably be better suited for me. I do have the head for it, Brendan. I didn't realize I did, but I do have the head for it. I got to get my wireforms built. So it is on my brain. It is on my brain. I have to prototype the head. I have to make a mold of the head, then take and pour me some heads, and then prototype those with the right hook and wire, and then mold that, and then make a bunch of prototypes of that, and then see what happens. But like I said, that's basically like if I could sell enough to like cover what it costs to make them, like have the molds made and that kind of shit, it would be worth it to me just to have them selfishly. It's the same thing with my swim jig and my spinner bait. Like I never sold enough of them or cared to make it worth doing. Because once I got my first like batch of swim jigs and my first thing of spinner baits, I had like I think I ordered like 1,000 or something. And when I really did the numbers, I was thinking I need to be selling this entire first run. They need to be sold out this week. And then next week I need to sell the same amount. And then the next week I need to sell the same amount. And every week after that, I need to be selling hundreds of jigs. Great question, AJ. You want the old ones or the new ones, Brendan? The gurus will tell you they're not one and the same. Old ones. I've got some big ones. I've got the monster ones, which would probably interest you. Who are they showing right now? See this? They got this guy on here in the middle of the pond, and he's floating around throwing stuff. I guess it's Connell, but they need a ticker up. These are BBC size. All sizes. They're cool baits. They're cool baits. You got a pond you introduced herring to or something? Because I don't know how good magic swimmers are outside of herring lakes. I feel like they're very mediocre. Very mediocre. Lanier, look at you. Moving up. Going to the big water. Moving to the big water. I might have to go find some baits. I want to fish Lanier some this year. That's a good goal. What's the biggest lake you've ever fished, Brendan? What's the biggest water you've ever been on? And the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean don't count. Freshwater. Headwaters? I heard it's pretty easy to get lost in that place. There's Todd. What kind of boots is he wearing? You can't tell me that, like, Talk sponsors are happy with him, because you never hear Talk plug anything. I guess he runs a Bass Cat. What else? Yamaha. Some other scribbly something on the back of his jersey. Like, are they really getting their money's worth out of Talk? Two-man deal, but the spinnerbait followed with a pulse jig is daily on big open water spots running bluebacks. What is a pulse jig? Is that like a swim jig? Go to Sinclair. Do they call? Is it Sidney Lanier? Is what they used to call Lanier? Did they drop that? You don't hear much about Sinclair anymore. You used to hear a bunch. It's like a scrounger, maybe. Could be. Amart got me throwing the scrounger. Except I could never hook fish with it. It was the worst hookup ratio of any bait I think I've ever thrown. Tons of bites. Tons of bites. Not much hookup. I found it. I had them all. I thought I had misplaced one of these. Johnny, do you sneak around Sinclair some? Wasn't there a tournament back in the day, the old Bassmaster days, the Bob Cobb era, that Tom Mans Jr. won on Sinclair? I believe is what I remember. The 1/8 ounce Aaron Martin Scrounger head was the king of the wading streams. Did you have hookup issues, Burns, or did you just reel them in? I got some hellacious bites on that thing. Like I said, never could hook them. Where can you buy spinnerbait heads in bulk so you can just make them out of a box? Lure Parts Online. They sell bulk heads. Boss probably sells them. The problem is, Sean, I think if you're serious enough to want to build your own heads or assemble your own spinnerbaits, is that there's something probably in that head that you won't like, which is what sends us all down the road of building your own stuff. But if you're not too picky about the shape or anything about the bait itself, they probably have a head that would work for you. But I don't know if Boss has a spinnerbait head. They probably do. They have a buzzbait head, I know. But Lure Parts probably has it. Jackson. Is Jackson sneaky good? I feel like I've heard that secretly. Johnny, are you gonna get in trouble for saying Jackson Lake? I feel like that was maybe a lake that wasn't supposed to be talked about. How much is the head, like a spin cast machine? They're probably, you could probably find one for, I'm guessing 10, 15 grand. You probably find one used somewhere from some old bait company. There's probably dozens of them around the country just sitting in the back of shops. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot to them. They just spin. The issue with spin casting is making the molds, because the molds have to be vulcanized. So that's part of the issue with making the molds. But you could probably, I mean, there's a bunch of people that you wouldn't have to have a vulcanizer to make your own molds. You could have somebody make your molds for you and then mail them to you, which wouldn't be that expensive. It would probably be cheaper than trying to like do that shit yourself. Pryor could probably tell you where 3 spin cast machines for sale are right now. Like if I really needed a spin cast deal, I'd probably call Pryor and say, Pryor, where can I get one of these? Who's got one of these damn things? And he'll say, hell, I got one in the shop. I just ain't got that thing running. I talked to Cliff about that, and he said he had outsourced all his spin casting because I was just going to bring my shit over there and let him do it. But he told me no. So I don't know if he was lying, but I remember seeing a video of his shop and he had like 6 of those things. So I don't know. Because he's just a couple hours up the road. I could just roll over to his house, take my molds over there, spend the day, and probably spin enough heads that I would be happy for through through the fall at least. I don't know. I don't know what the deal. Snack Daddy probably has their spin. See, they're out there. That's one more thing I don't want to do though. Like it's cheap enough that like it would be nice to just be able to walk out back and go make 500 spinner baits pretty quick. But it's just one more thing to like be part of the time suck. But there's certainly people to do it. I wish. I mean, even if Cliff has the machines and doesn't want to dick with it, I would be happy to drive over there and pour lead in the thing. And like, I don't necessarily want him to do it for me. I would just like to have access to the machine to where I could just do it myself, and he wouldn't have to deal with me. Cliff don't like me because I paint better. There's hundreds of people that paint better than him, so I don't know that he must hate everybody. He must hate everybody. I think the biggest problem with Cliff's paint is that he's never developed a style and he's never settled on one thing. And you just get a lot of, like if Ed painted a bait, they were simple paint jobs. They were insanely clean. But all Ed did basically was a base color, little spritz of something on the throat, a shoulder color, scales, and stripe the back. It wasn't overly complex. The complexity was in his cleanliness and his consistency. But he used the same scale mesh all the time. All his baits looked the same. And if you saw one of his baits, you could tell who painted it. And it was very simple. But Ed could paint that son of a bitch red and put it out on the side, and you could tell Ed Chambers painted it. I can barely keep up with building my own personal spinners. I don't know. Morgan, I don't know. I don't know either. I would love to sit down with somebody that produced like a garage dude that produced like tons of spinner baits and see and just like observe them for a day. Like, let me just watch you do this. Let me just watch you build 200 spinner baits that a store ordered. Let me watch you build that in like a reasonable enough amount of time that you'll make money. Barnes, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice to say, damn, that paint looks good, and you didn't have to do a thing? It's the same thing with me and wood. Damn, that crankbait looks nice. I didn't have to pick up a carving knife. I know a guy with a spin caster machine. I'll check and see if he's still making stuff. Been a while since I've seen him. Tom, what area of the world are you in again? How far would that gentleman be from Mobile, Alabama? What's up, Kyle? I need to build a bait with him. So Marty tells me what to do, and then I do it. I carve it like this. If we did that, then Marty would have to get on with me, and he'd have to paint a bait to my specifications. Uh-oh. The Jamaicans cracked JP's phone. Indiana. That's a pretty good ways away. It's a pretty good haul. There's a guy up in North Alabama, Southern Spincast. He could probably do it for me. But Cliff would be closer. Sit in Marty's lap. I'll probably have to touch his luscious locks. And you know what, Burns? The more people I meet, the more people I realize are just like you. It's the mechanical side of your brain that like enjoys that part, like the challenge of building. And like once that's over with, everything past that is unappealing. The buzz is from getting something to work and look like you want it to. Brendan, you can stop by. You just have to wear a blindfold the whole time. And a gag. But if that sounds inviting, sure. You won't be able to speak or see. But yeah. Welcome you with open arms. You can smell. Smell would be fine. We could test your ability to pick out a solvent. I could walk you in the paint room and you'd go stinky. Corned beef, yum. There's Connell again. Catching them floaters. Oh, that's a good one. Connell just got a big one. Spotted bass. Be knocked out from fumes. Pretty much. Then somebody'd walk into the paint room and be like, why do you have a blindfolded guy passed out on your floor? He just wanted to visit. He just asked to visit. Burns, I'm with you. Smoked corned beef does sound very delicious. I've been wanting to do I saw somebody cook some rice with beans and did he did some pulled pork, but he did it like Jamaican jerk style. Smoked it. Sounded kind of appealing. Yeah. Then when BBC passed out from the fumes, I'd throw the bag of the sauce over there beside him, take some pictures, and then when he woke up, I'd say, BBC, if I find out you're the mole, these are going on the gram. Make Brendan eat something from the freezer. That'll be your treat. I'll treat you to lunch, Brendan. You'll get one item out of the freezer, and I will cook it for you. Catch and cook, we'll call it. Blackmailing the mole. Brendan, one more question before you leave. Are you the mole? Gator, hopefully. I got the Bean's 4-year-old birthday party is tomorrow, and I still have to rake all the leaves in the yard. So it will be soon, but I can't tell you how soon. I might come back up here, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish these because it's already 1. I don't know. I don't know what I'll get done, but it will be soon. Yes. 20-year-old bass fillets. You missed Hella Bass Live the other night. BBC wasn't the only mole there. You had moles coming out of everywhere. More moles? What were they giving away, Kyle? Were they telling when these were going to be released? Maybe I'll release these. Uh-oh, this one isn't good. This is not a good holder. Hella showing off the juice. He showed off his bait that he had to go waiting for. I saw that for a second. Brendan said, if you think that crankbait's cool, tune into my live and let me show you this popper. I'll even give you the dimensions and how to build it. If you tune into my stream, you get a free blueprint. It never was a drop bait, correct. Which I guess the only thing it's caught so far is a black death in the bottom of his neighborhood pond. All right. SMH, who is SMH? SMH. Gonna print some Tacklecraft Mole King. I could do like a zoo shirt with a with the goat on the log, and then a mole coming up out of the water. Oh, I thought he was giving the initials of who the person was. I thought he was trying to save the person's dignity. Moles don't like water. That's okay. Maybe at the end of the log, poking its head up through the log. JP's back. I'm about to roll out of here so I can concentrate on MLF. Just kidding. I'm going to go paint. Darius came back to hell alive saying he had to go get me some Marty baits. Hold on real quick. I gotta go hop on this TK drop in 3 minutes. Be right back. All right, I gotta go walk the dog. Let her TT before she TTs on my floor. Are you gonna TT on my floor? Hmm? 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 You stretch it out. Oh, she gets in the truck now. She's done it 2 days in a row. She's done it 2 days in a row. She can actually jump in the truck. She had a hard time before. She would just, and this dog is wildly athletic. Let me tell you, she's not like a lard ass. Very fast, can jump very high. But when it came to like her getting in the truck, she would just stand there like she was 300 pounds and couldn't jump. But she can do it now. She can do it now. That's her favorite thing. Like when I take her outside to go pee, she don't want to go pee. She wants to get in the truck and ride. Thank you, Burns, for the beans birthday wishes. We'll be bouncy housing and doing mermaid stuff tomorrow. So y'all have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. Look at the drop baits and share the screen at the same time. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Thanks, Joseph. Y'all be good. Kyle, I will not have my mermaid tail on tomorrow. I will be a merman. Anyway, all right. See y'all. Bye.